Now, we did a lecture series this year with Turbulence on Oregon Emerson College to look at participatory social networking software, and we decided to take that lecture series into Second Life itself, and that's where I first started implementing my own work. This whole database of content that I've developed through the Imaging Place project, and has now been implementing it over the last 9 months into Second Life. And you can see that the interface is quite the same. It's still that kind of satellite image of the Earth. Yeah. And just very quickly, if you can see the enter signs that I was using to navigate this network's a little funky in here. Okay, so you see the enter signs. If I click on one of these enter signs, it's going to offer me a teleport to some other place on the Second Life grid, and then transport me to another place in the Second Life world, which would represent a different place in the Imaging Place project. So I could go from, in this case, Kamloops, British Columbia, to the. I just don't think this network is going to allow JC to walk, I'm afraid. Let me see what I can navigate around without that then. I'm just going to try and go without JC here. JC Freeman is, let me just quickly, this is my avatar who some of you are familiar with, JC Freeman. Okay. Be nice if you walk, JC. Come on. Okay. Okay, so I can see that the complex of it becomes sculptural at this point. This is Kamloops, British Columbia. You can follow these red lines up to various platforms that would be further details of the aerial images. There we go. And in this case, I can either go to the Kamloops Indian Residential School or to the warehouse or pulp mill plant, which is right here, we can kind of see. And again, the warehouse or pulp mill plant has all to do with the softwood lumber treaty between the U.S. and Canada. So as you're navigating the site, I don't know how close I can get here, but there's these spheres. The panoramic imagery is now kind of mapped inside the site. And there's also audio that's attached directly to these individual spheres that allow the narrative to unfold. As you enter the sphere, then the narrative starts playing from that particular location. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? I'm afraid that's the best we're going to be able to see it here with the network running the way it is today. And since I only have 2 more minutes, I think I will start to draw this to a close. The point about gameplay for me is, like, I don't really consider this a game necessarily. What interests me about games has to do with this notion of applied grammatology. If it indeed is the case that we're seeing this transition, a cognitive transition to a new state of mind, what tells us about what applied grammatology tells us is that a child that's growing up being read to, being told stories in an oral culture is going to have a fundamentally different brain from a child that grows up being read to and learning to read in a literate culture. And what applied grammatology does is it projects that forward and says what happens to the physical brain of the child that spends hours on end playing immersed in these virtual spaces. And the answer is kind of evolutionary, I think, in that we are hardwiring our youth to be able to navigate this new database of knowledge, human knowledge base that is necessary now because of the glut of industrial industry. So that's my presentation. Thanks.